Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's good? Happy Cavs Sunday, you heard? And welcome to the first episode of Cavs State of Mind, the realest Cavaliers breakdown on the net. Now, listen, many of y'all probably know me, recognize me from Her Core, Her Rules. You heard? That's my WNBA sports show. You feel me? Now, listen, it's the fall time. It's time to get into the grit. You feel me? And I had to. I just had to spend this part of the season over here on Free Your Lens to talk about my favorite team here. You feel me? So for those of y'all who do not know me or who never tuned in to Her Core Her Rules, first and foremost, spin a block, hit the playlist, go to Her Core Her Rules. And if you missed the WNBA season, you can go ahead and check into that and catch up, right? But for those of y'all who do not know me, here I am. It's your girl, Najah Lee, and welcome to the first episode of Cavs State of Mind. You heard? And listen, what makes this show a lot different, right, than the other credible fire Cavaliers shows in Cleveland or the surrounding cities, right? What makes this show different is that we keep it 100% a bean. You feel me? 100% a bean. You feel me? On top of that, we absolutely call a spade a spade. I can't. When I see it, I gotta call it out, right? Even though it's my favorite team with my favorite players, right? I got Donovan, big poster of Donovan on my wall right here. Y'all can't see that, but one of these days I go ahead and flip the camera around so y'all can see it, right? But listen, though, I can't sugarcoat it. Even though these are my guys, even though this is my coach, right? I gotta call a spade a spade. But also what we do is we look at things from a higher perspective, right? I try to take the game up just another a notch because this is the Cavaliers state of mind, right? So we want to get into the mindset of the team, the coach, and then all the pieces in between. Okay. Now each and every episode is powered by For Your Lens. Okay. So shout out to For Your Lens. And so you're going to be seeing this live right here on For Your Lens. And then when you want to spin a block and watch the show again, you can also watch it here and on Naj Unscripted. Okay. So boom, that's just a little introduction. Be sure to like, subscribe, and definitely get into the chat and talk back to your girl. Okay. It's Cavs Sunday. And tonight we on the road and we are facing the Milwaukee Bucks, right? The tip off is at 6 p.m. EST in Milwaukee. And it's going to be a crazy game out the gate. Out the gate, going to be a crazy game. Why? Because Milwaukee started this season winning their first two games, right? And Giannis has been on a tear. So we're gonna start to break down this game, give our predictions, give my predictions, and then I'm going to talk about some of the things that I saw in the first two games, excuse me, including the offensive flow, the defensive intensity, and who's really like setting the tone early to start this season. So we got a lot of stuff to discuss to pregame tonight's big game tonight. I mean, it might not look, I mean, it's the third game of the season, right? So is it that big of a deal? No, absolutely not. However, right, every time the Cavaliers step foot on the court, to me it matters, right? It's an 82 game season. Yes, it's a long season, but still at the end of the day, bro, all this stuff matters. So if we don't show up now in the beginning of the season, while maybe nobody is paying attention, my mom like always told me when I was a legit, right? She always told me you start how you want to finish. So if we don't start strong and start how we want to finish right now, it can look a little rocky even when we get the rest of our core members back. Okay. So we're gonna get into a couple points in the game. But first, let's talk about the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. Let's talk about them tonight. All right, first, matchup. So the matchup predictor to me is always important because I like to see what ESPN analytics how they kind of viewing the game before the game starts, right? So I always look at the matchup predictor, even though it's never, cut and dry. You look at this, boom, the Cavs gonna win. Obviously, we know with Milwaukee Bucks, especially by Giannis getting off to such a strong start to start this season, he got a chip on his shoulder too, right? Nobody is, none of the media, big time sports media, small market media, nobody is saying that Milwaukee Bucks are going to be a threat in the East. So that being said, if you Giannis 2-time MVP, you know what I'm saying, you won't smoke. You like, what you mean? Anytime I step foot on the court, it's a threat. You feel me? Nobody said that when LeBron was in the East and maybe didn't have the best team and the best support around him. Anytime he stepped foot on the court, it was always a good chance that team was going to take the edge because LeBron was on it, right? So MVP, 2-time MVP, Giannis is, in my eyes, is saying the same thing. How dare y'all? The audacity. Okay, let me show you something. And I got my bro with me. You feel me? And that type of energy when you got your bro, we gonna see it with the Splash Brothers too. You feel me? But we don't be really focusing on the West Coast too much over here on Cavs State of Mind. We focus really on our next matchup and the Central Division. Like that's what we are really looking at because that's what matters, right? So we look at next matchup, Central Division, and of course, by way of just being in the Eastern Conference, we gotta always look over and see who's the top, the top gunners in the East. So those top gunners may not be in the Central Division. So if they are in other divisions, then we gotta check them out too, right? So we're gonna look at the top 3 teams in the East. We're gonna look at how the Central Division is moving, but we're gonna specifically focus on the Cavaliers. Okay. Welcome to Cav State of Mind. This is the first episode, baby. Okay, so introduction. So I gotta fill y'all in as we go. You feel me? Matter of fact, while y'all here, make sure y'all like and subscribe, get into the chat, and please help us get to 500 subs, 500 subscribers. We are on the road, and every like and every piece of engagement counts. Okay, appreciate y'all. Okay, so tonight we got them right at 6:00. So ESPN analytics got us winning. 73% has us win. Okay, cool. I'll take that. I take the eyes on that. Let's look at the injury report. Okay, disappointing. DeAndre Hunter is a game time decision. I think that he's more than likely not going to play. I think that when we see DeAndre Hunter's debut, it will be at a home game. And because that way you have a little bit more energy, a little bit more natural pep in your step, in my opinion, when you're welcome back game, you know what I'm saying? Welcome to the 2025-2026 season when that game is at home. And it makes the jump shot easier. When you got to start on the road, it's a little bit tougher. Especially when you have to start on a road when you are going to be in situations where you have to check Giannis, right? So we'll see. They say Giannis is a game time decision as well. And Kevin Porter Jr. has been ruled as out. Cole Anthony has been ruled as out. So is Kyle Kuzma. Okay, so this game, just from the injury report, I can see why ESPN analytics got us 73%. It just makes sense right there. Whether Giannis plays or not, if all these 3 gentlemen right here, which is great support, great shooters, okay, another swing big, can defend multiple positions, can create his own shot, could have been problematic with the Cavs potentially. He's out as well, right? Kevin Porter Jr., big shot maker, can create his own shot too, can finish aggressively, ferociously at the basket, right? Cole Anthony, another big shot maker, things like that, right? Great defender, great athleticism. Oh, you got all 3 of these guys out. So whether Giannis plays or not, it's still a great chance that we're going to win this game by a significant margin. Now, let's look into the rest of the roster, because when you actually look at what Milwaukee Bucks, what they roll out, every year. And I don't know if y'all have caught any of their games thus far this season. Actually, let's just look at the first 2 games of the season. I don't even understand why. Look at this. High points. Giannis is starting this season out on a tear. If you ask me, it's because y'all ain't put enough respect on his name. The fact that the people think that Giannis and his team is not going to be competitive or be sneaky. Okay, this is a sneaky team. This always gonna be a sneaky team. But anytime you roll out the ball and you got Giannis on your side, I'm rolling with that side, right? Unfortunately, he is not a Cavalier, so I can't really rock with him. Although y'all should see, actually, I got the Giannis's behind me for real, for real. I should bring him up. I'm gonna bring him up probably sometime this episode, because as far as the basketball shoes that's out here right now, I think the Giannis's, what is these, the 8s, 9s, or whatever they is, the latest ones, I think these are the best shoes, better than the Sabrinas, better than the Asias, better than the Jaws, better than the LeBrons and all that. So whatever. That was just sidebar, okay? For y'all, anybody who's looking for a new shoe right now, get them Giannis's, okay? Also, I need to try on them Spider Mitchells, because I really like the red gradient black fade. I think that's fire. So yeah, we're gonna have to try those out. But look at the first 2 games of the season, okay? They won by 13 against Washington. That's not saying much, it's Washington, right? There, I mean, respect to them, those guys, okay? Respect to them. Okay. And then they beat a very, very, very underrated team in Toronto. Very underrated team in Toronto. Okay. So the Bucks have had some good games thus far, but Giannis has had some great games already. Okay. Let's look at the rest of their roster. So we don't have Cole. Okay, boom. We know that today. You have AJ Green, very talented shooter. Very talented. I can't highlight it enough. Very talented shooter. Okay. You have Gary Harris. He can knock down some shots. He's a little bit older. He used to be really, really good in his earlier days in Denver. And then he has a couple good moments in Orlando, but you know what I mean? Not really tripping about him, but shout out to him. Andre Jackson Jr., another good young big man. Shout out to UConn. Okay. Kyle Kuzma, he's not going to be in today. You got Pete Nance, the younger brother of Larry Nance. So you know what that means, athleticism. Okay. Great job for him. 6'9", 25 years old. He's going to have a great future, I believe, once he gets on a team that he can kind of stay and grow. Kevin Porter Jr. out today. Then you have Bobby Portis. He's always been a problem for the Cavs. Stretches the defense. Very strong. Can put the ball on the floor. Great rebounder. Great defender. Okay. Torian Prince, great shooter, has always shot well against the Cavs, and he played a little bit of basketball for the Cavs. Didn't shoot well for us, but he loves to shoot well against us. Shout out to him though. Whatever. Shout out to him. Okay, Gary Trent Jr. He's known to light him up, right? Also another great defender. Miles Turner stretches the defense. Again, great defender. See where I'm going there? See where I'm going here? Okay. See where I'm going here? Not too familiar with Mr. Mark Sims. Sears, and then Jericho Sims is somebody too. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Jericho Sims. We're gonna get familiar with him today. Okay, at 6:00. If he gets some rotation, I hope. Oh, he's a $2.5 million man. He might get a little tick, and he might. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. But they have enough good pieces, even them lacking 3 key pieces, where that they can insert some length and some physicality between. You have Bobby Portis. He's going to be playing more minutes today. They're probably going to roll with a bigger lineup, and we know how bigger lineups kind of hurt the Cavaliers. Okay. Sometimes bigger lineups can put us in a little bit of a coinky dink. And so we're hoping today that let's look at our roster and let's see what we gonna roll out, more than likely against their roster. Let's see. Let's pull up our roster. Well, we know what our starting lineup has been as of late. We have started Donovan, Sam, Jalen Tyson, Evan Mobley, and our boy Jarrett Allen. So that's been our starting lineup. Okay. And so more than likely with them missing 2 guards and forward in Kyle Kuzma, they're gonna probably start more bigger people. So we got to think that if Giannis plays. Now, if Giannis doesn't play, then this should be a belt to A type of situation. If Giannis doesn't play, and those other three people are out, okay, this shouldn't even be a problem. But you got to think they're starting AJ Green, Giannis, Bobby Portis, maybe Gary Harris, and then the young man, Gary Trent Jr. So they might start that. Nope, they're going to not start Gary Harris. They're going to start Miles Turner. So let's say they'll start Giannis, Turner, Portis, Gary Trent Jr., and AJ Green. That's a pretty big lineup. Giannis is probably going to play a lot of point. Miles Turner can do some things as well with handling the ball, especially as a big. So shout out to Tessa Love, Cavs Mindset. You heard Cavs State of Mind. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. And definitely comment, whether you watching live with me, with the people, or you pull up on the replay. Just hop into the comments and let me know you pulled up and you like the content. You feel me? Because we love the Cavs over here, so we gonna keep it a bean, okay? So that being said, one would think that the Cavs will play a bigger lineup today, okay? So I would expect more minutes coming from Larry Nance Jr. I would expect more minutes coming from Dean Wade. If Sam Merrill is hitting the way he has been as of late, let's look at Sam Merrill. Come on. Sam Merrill right now is averaging 20 points, 20 and a half points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and shooting 54.5% from the field. Now we know that he's not shooting layups. Okay. So Larry Nance from Larry Nance. So Sam Merrill from 3, okay, is shooting 55% from the 3-point line. Incredible. Cavs State of Mind, like, share, subscribe, comment. You heard? Incredible, right? So if he's in a starting lineup and we have a little bit of a smaller lineup because we're starting 3 guards, essentially. So we might change up. We might put Dean Wade in the starting lineup. But right now we are starting Donovan, Merrill, Tyson. Okay, those are our 3. I would think that we should probably put Dean Wade in the starting lineup if they go big, which means this looks like this: Sam Merrill, Donovan, Dean Wade, Mobley, Jarrett Allen. That's my starting lineup for today if the Bucks play big. Again, Spider. Whoo, that's crazy. Hold on. We got Spider, Sam, Dean Wade, Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. That will be my 5 if we rolling out today if the Bucks play big. And these are Sam Merrill's numbers, and he been shooting lights out. So that means, what does that mean? That means Spider Mitchell is going to be in the point. Okay, but he still has 3 shooters around him between Mobley, between Wade, and Sam. And then you got your junkyard dog and JA cleaning up everything. So that's what I'm hoping that the starting lineup for tonight is if they go big. I like Spider, Sam, Mobley, Dean Wade, and Jarrett Allen. That's what I like if they go Portis, Turner, Giannis, Green, and Gary Trent. We gonna have to put more size out there. So respectfully to Tyson, he can go ahead and slide back to that bench, and he can be a little bit of firepower coming off the bench with him and Lonzo, and Porter Jr. So that's my thing. That's kind of how I will run that tonight. Let's see. So okay, so let's look at the last 2 games real quick. because the last two games is gonna give us better predictions on today's game. But out the gate, I say today's game out the gate. For my prediction as far as the spread, I got Cavs tonight 109-ish, 110-ish, Bucks 103, 04-ish, right? I still have this game between 8 or 9 points, and that's if Giannis plays. If Giannis doesn't play, then this is a 17 plus point victory tonight. If Giannis doesn't play. But again, if he plays, I got them kind of close, a close game today. So yeah, let's look at the last few games for the Cavaliers actually, because the last two games told us a lot. Okay. And the first game, we're not gonna labor on that much because I think that was pretty predictable. I was not thinking that the Cavs was gonna open their season on a roll in Madison Square Garden and get that W. I did not think that. So what happened at Madison Square Garden is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. I mean, anybody who thought differently, you know, I'm sorry. Uh, I'm sorry. So it is what it is. So look at kind of what they have produced thus far with New York. And again, on this Cavaliers show here, we kind of focus on the Cavs, but we got to always take a look at the Knicks because those are going to be our gunners, right? Our hitters moving forward as the season progresses. This is going to be the team that's looking at us and we're looking at them. So if their leader is Brunson and he had a hard 27 points, or he's been averaging a hard 27 points, it hasn't been coming easy because he's really been eating at the line. And that's just a respect to how he plays. Some people hate it, some people love it. I'm indifferent. Like if you can give me 27 points and you know what I mean, you can put people in foul trouble while you do it. I mean, that's basketball, right? But that being said, with the Knicks being our biggest op, one would think in the East, we got to keep up with them. We got to keep up with what their leaders are doing between offense and defense. And what we're seeing is that the adjustments made in game 2, and we're going to talk about it right now, is exactly what we want to see moving forward. Okay, so let's look at Cavs' second game against Brooklyn real quick. And we are going to talk about this game. All right. So I like to look at these all stats real quick. So the one of the biggest takeaways from game 1 was the lights were too bright for Jared Allen, right? The lights were too bright for Jared Allen. And the biggest change that I saw in Jared Allen in game 2, look at this field goal. 11 attempts. What is that showing us? Aggressiveness. So his state of mind was showing y'all like, okay, bet y'all saying that I'm weak out here. Y'all really taking my little jokes for truth. I gotta show y'all better than I can tell y'all, because me talking about it is no longer working, right? Nobody cares about what you saying, Jay. Yeah, you super interesting and you're super like eclectic and yeah, we with all of that. But when it comes down to basketball, when it comes down to what you do on the court, you gotta put up or shut up, right? And so game 2, we saw a much more aggressive mindset. Rather, he was calling for the ball, a. It's a switch. I got a little on me. Give me the ball. Or rather, he was just taking the ball, putting it on the floor, and taking it to the basket. He did both of those things, right? So let's look at we're gonna look at a couple highlights here just from the from the last game real quick, because Jared Allen was really cooking, and we're gonna also talk about the importance of Jared Allen, right? Jared Allen is so critical to the success of this team, and the fact that a lot of people are like, trade him, trade him, trade him. I mean, you still need him. Like, you still need that type of player. So how can you trade a player you need? It just doesn't make sense to me. So, shout out to Jared Allen. He was just cooking. So we're gonna look at some top plays from the game real quick, and then we're gonna go into breaking down this offense, because right now from last game, the offense was cooking. Now, the defense kind of like went sideways. You know what I'm saying? Sitting sideways, throwing it the game. The defense went a little bit askew. And I was like, damn, like how the defense go? Y'all was cooking. And again, you gotta outshoot some teams sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta simply outscore them. But you gotta be able to get a stop too. I mean, come on. Come on. So let's look at some top plays from yesterday's game. I mean the last game. And yeah, let's go. Because yeah, that's all I got to say. Courtesy of Cavaliers threads. I be on the threads versus the Twitters because I just prefer threads. Threads is a little bit more wholesome. You feel me? Nice and more kind. Okay, so shout out to the second year. Can't call him a rook no more. Played crazy defense, great anticipation, great hustle, great vision. The unselfishness of the team, making sure that they're looking for the next best play, the next best pass, the available man, the open player, right? You got Sam Merrill coming off the curl, crazy. Evan looking for him. Okay, hit the shot, boom. Weird shot, but hit it still. You got the pick and roll. Okay, Jared Allen not scared when he get the pick and roll, receive the pass, look for the outlet, boom, knockdown shot in the corner. Okay, Sam ready to shoot. Shout out to Sam. Okay, great shooting, great vision, always looking for the next best player and the next best available shot. Okay, look at this, Sam. Okay, pump fake, reset, reload, raka. Okay, so come on, pick and roll, split the defense, look for the next best player, next best pass, next best play. And that's what the Cavs did the entire first half. I mean, the entire game, second game, which they kind of struggled in the first game, right? The first game we saw a little bit more isolation. And they simply didn't make the shots when we did get the swing. We wasn't getting the knockdown shots from the corner. The offense is still, let's talk about it a little bit. The offense is still struggling for me when it comes to specific shots. The corner three, we are still struggling there. It's the shortest shot. It's the shortest 3-point shot on the court. I don't know why we're struggling there. I hope this last little break we had, right? These last couple days, because we played Friday, right? So I hope Saturday, you know what I mean, they was just hit them corner threes, bro. Because from the wings, we good. Top of the key, we good. We seen the spider when he came down the court, you know what I'm saying, spin. And I'm thinking he about to keep with the dribble breakdown, but he do the little hezzy and just pull right up. Yeah, that's top of the key. So we good top of the key. We good on the wing, but we struggling right now from the corners. And so that's what I'm hoping that we kind of tighten up a little bit. If we tighten that up a little bit, it's crazy. Look at what we shooting right now. Mobley is getting up 4 3-pointers thus far. Last year he was shooting about 3 a game. So now he's a little, taking one more attempt roughly a game. This is from last game, right? 25% from 3. I'm not mad at that. But this is what I'm mad at, the 5 from 12. I for Mobley to be dominant, Mobley has to consistently take 20 plus shots. Okay, he has to consistently take 20 plus shots. So 16 shots, especially when 4 of them are 3, I don't want that. I need 21, 22 shots, and I need 16 and 17 of those in the paint or the middies, right? So if you got 12 paint attempts on 22 shots, I need 5 mid-range attempts, right? And then we can mix and match with the threes, but I need you to give me more inner mid-range attempts, you feel me? Or just paint attempts. And with that, 60+% from the paint, dog. 60+% from the paint. You're 7 feet tall. Okay? Stop with the fadeaways. Stop being indecisive. Take what they give you. If they give you your left on the hook, take it. Don't hesitate. I see a lot of hesitation sometimes in him. Whereas with the first quarter, the second quarter, he's really decisive, quick, pow, pow, pow. And then maybe fatigue or whatever sets in to kind of make them slow down and turn down a little bit in the second half. And usually as the season progresses, we see obviously them play themselves into game shape, right? Game minutes. His usage has gone up, right? His usage has gone up double digits. So that being said, it's going to be a little bit shaky and a little rough out the gate as it relates to his efficiency, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at where he is right now. Okay. Not mad at where he is right now. Let's see what we got else. Let's see. Spider. Okay. Spider cooking. He cooking on all cylinders, right? 10 for 15. Talk about efficiency. 6 for 10 for 3. Talk about efficiency. 9 for 12 from free throw. Okay, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Right. 5 assists. That's key because what Donovan has been doing is moving the ball and being intentional in the first half especially with getting people involved. But also while he's getting people involved, he's not negating his shot. Like he's not compromising, not taking a good shot for himself to get somebody else involved. If you got the shot, if you got the angle, if you got the lane, take it. But while you're taking it, still look for your person, still look for the next best play and pass. And that's what we've been seeing him do this first half of the game, while he kind of getting his rhythm, finding his rhythm. So while that third quarter, he can just explode, right? And so we've seen him really 2 games in a row take over the third quarters. Also, with his his handling ability and his ability to track multiple defenders, that's leaving people like Sam Merrill wide open. It's also allowing Sam Merrill to lose his defender on multiple screens. So that's another progressive thing that I've seen in the Cavs offense this season is that they're not just relying on one screen, right? Not just the one pick and roll, not just the on ball screen. They have Sam Merrill flying around. And if y'all from old school basketball, shout out to you. And shout out to my Detroit Pistons fans. Shout out to the Midwest, you heard. If y'all hip to Rip Hamilton, right? Richard Hamilton is a legendary Piston, and he is really known for rolling off, flying off them screens, multiple screens, pin down screens. You know what I'm saying? All these different screens. We know Steph Curry, the legendary Steph Curry, does the same thing. So when we look at Sam Merrill and we see him 6 for 10 for the 3-point line, right? 6 from 11 field goals in general, and 4 for 4 from the free throw. We're looking at his progress with reading the screen. And that's just a testament to his dedication to watching tape, watching film, not just watching his film, but watching what other great shooters do with the ball not in their hands, the Klay Thompsons in them. You feel me? So shout out to Sam because he has really stepped out this season. He understands the assignment. He's plus 14, right? He scored 22 points at the top of the episode. What did I say? He's averaging 20.5 points this season. Nobody thought that when we said, you know what, we'll take Sam over Ty. Oh no, that's crazy, bro. No, hell no, we're Ty. Oh hell no, could you tell me hell? Bruh, settle down. You got your panties in a bunch. Now, granted, do I think he's going to sustain shooting 60% from the 3? No, right now he's shooting 55% from 3 right now for the season. No, he's not going to sustain that. Hell, y'all remember Isaac Okoro was shooting like 44% from 3. Okay? Can he sustain? No. But if you start how you want to finish, you could potentially be a top 5, top 10 shooting threat in the league, especially from 3, if Sam Merrill stays on this track. And Lord knows this Cavaliers team has been searching for one of those deadly 3-point weapons since what, J.R. Smith? Just one of them ones, like if they get hot, it's over with, right? So, and obviously people like the Kyries and things like that. But like just one of them ones is just known for shooting that thing. So Sam Merrill known for that, right? And the team and the upper management bet on him. And he's saying, I got you. Money well spent. Shout out to Jalen Tyson. These are also part of our unsung heroes. I love what Jalen Tyson is doing thus far. He's not taking a lot of shots. That's okay. He is shooting within the system. He's not forcing anything. If the swing comes to him, he takes that shot, right? What he has to do is be a little bit smarter with the ball. So I don't like the one turnover because I feel like even though it's not a lot of turnovers, his turnovers are usually the stupidest turnovers and it's so easily avoidable. So I want him to be a little bit more cautious with the ball, stop getting in foul trouble, right? The first game he damn near fouled out. So this game he was a little bit better. Okay, but when you are playing teams that have great guards and have guards that are going to be foul merchants or whatever, you have to be smarter. You got to keep your hands back, right? You gotta be disciplined. You can't reach. You can't do this. So Tyson, for me, he has to be a little bit better when it comes to um defending without his hands. Okay. But what his defensive prowess does is he does have great anticipation, right? So some of the steals that he's getting, 3 steals, shout out to him. Mitchell, 3 steals. Jared Allen, 3 steals. Okay, and then Ball off the bench, 2 steals. Look at the production off the bench on the defensive category, right? You have um Nance with the steal as well. Okay, Dean Wade, everybody. I'm sorry, yeah, not Dean Wade. Who that is right here? Proctor. Everybody is contributing on both sides of the court, right? But defensively, this is what Tyson can kind of like, put his hat on. Boom. Defensively, I'm one of those. I'm one of those. He can guard a point guard, a shooting guard, and potentially a small forward, just depending on who that small forward is. If it's Kevin Garnett, no, right? I mean Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant, no, right? But if it's like potentially like a Kyle Kuzma, somebody who's gonna play that 3-4. If he get caught on the switch, I ain't sending a double. Go ahead and figure it out. Right. So Tyson has some really good defense. He has great anticipation. And he has great speed and physicality, right? And really decent size. So I like his hustle when it comes to defense. I like his hustle and his attack when it comes to the glass and helping out in the rebounds. That's something that people like Ty Jerome couldn't do because he was a little bit slower, right? So his defense wasn't that great. His rebounding wasn't that high. Now, yeah, can he get to a basketball off the glass? Yeah. But that's if nobody's around. Tyson can hustle. He can out hustle you. Okay. So I like having that person that can finish at the rim if he is going to the basket, that can knock down the three, that can put the ball on the court. And because he's still young, it's his second year, I expect him to continue to grow and develop with this Cavaliers organization. They're known for developing and investing in their talent. So why would they stop now? So Jalen Tyson is going to have a great career, especially if he stays for the Cavs, especially if this coaching staff, at least with the head coach and the GM and all that, if we locked in for the next, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, what I mean, Tyson going to be one of those for sure. I expect again Dean Wade to get some good, credible minutes again today. He had 27 minutes last game. I expect him to be right on par again this game alongside Lonzo Ball. Now here's the thing. Craig Porter Jr. for me, I think he deserves more minutes. For me. Proctor is getting a lot of his minutes, especially in the first game. We saw that Kenny put Craig Porter in for a little bit, then put Proctor in, but kind of like the way Proctor was moving a bit. I think especially on the offensive end, being able to get his shot or whatever, and Proctor kind of stole those minutes. Then I felt like Craig Porter Jr. show got every last bit of those minutes back. Okay, honey. 6 for 6, 2 for 2, super high energy off the bench. Look at him, +8 with 14 points, shooting perfect from the field. Also gave us 2 rebounds and 2 assists and 1 steal. A great game. I think that Craig Porter Jr. deserves to be playing 16, 17, 18 minutes a game. For real, for real. I do. Well, where are those minutes going to come from? Well, Craig Porter can give Donovan a couple extra minutes of air. Donovan can get back down to 33 minutes a game if Craig Porter Jr. is given an additional 2 minutes. And I think that Craig defensively kind of does a little bit more than Spider, right? He's a better defender, longer arms, right? Although Donovan is more physical as far as in his stature, right? His frame, his build. However, Craig Porter, he can jump out the gym as well, right? Great defender, just his instincts are just up there, and he loves playing defense. So anytime you got somebody who loves playing defense versus somebody who's good at playing defense here and there, what you think? What you think? It's gonna be the person that loves playing defense that plays the better defense. So that being said, I think that we can stand to give Craig Porter Jr. a few more minutes, maybe 2-3 more minutes. I think he's earned it. And when somebody is shooting perfect from the field off 6 attempts and 2 of those are threes, right? Come on, man. What we talking about? So that's today's game. I'm thinking that I mean that was from the Brooklyn game, but I think those are kind of some of the next game adjustments that we need to see in today's game, right? We need to see I want to see a little bit more from Craig Porter. I need to see more minutes from him, which means that he needs to be more effective on the defensive end, okay? On the defensive end. His points are great, but when he makes a leap defensively and he's actually getting in those lanes and he is getting the offense started easily because he is with his deflections and his movement and just his ability to be in the right spot at the right time. When we get that from him, that's going to be amazing. On top of that, Lonzo Ball, I think, is going to be key in today's game. Why? Why? Because Milwaukee doesn't really have a point guard right now. So if Lonzo Ball is being that aggressive point guard that is pushing the ball, but also getting in those passing lanes. There was a play the last game where who we play Brooklyn, where Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas were trying to run a pick and roll. And who's in the game? You have Jarrett Allen and Lonzo Ball. They both collapsed on that pick and roll and did not allow either one of them to do what they wanted to do. Meaning, when Craig Porter Jr. wanted to get off the pick and roll and flare, Jarrett Allen hedged out and didn't allow him to step out to that 3-point line and give him space, right? So the pick and roll was still super tight. Now, then the guard, what does the guard do? So now the guard is anticipating that flare out so he can pass. Well, now he can't. So the guard is trying to penetrate. Well, Lonzo Ball is still right there. A hell of a defender tips the ball out. Now it's a turnover, and now we're off to the races. And when you have Lonzo Ball running your fast break, that's even more of a problem. Okay. So yes, Lonzo Ball is too one of our unsung heroes thus far this season. He been cooking, y'all. He been cooking. And so I like what I see. Oh, hold on. Breaking news. At the top of the broadcast, we had an extra name on this injury report. You heard? Game time decision, DeAndre Hunter. And I said, well, if you're going to bring DeAndre Hunter back, you're probably going to bring him back on a home game. Well, boy, was I wrong. Hey, I ain't come over here to say I'm always right. I'm just right a lot. You feel me? I'm just, you know, I'll be right. Okay. Way more than I'll be wrong. But today I was wrong. It's showing that DeAndre Hunter is no longer on this injury report, which means that we're going to see DeAndre Hunter in the starting lineup today, which means today, instead of seeing Jalen Tyson in the starting lineup, we're finally going to see what our starting lineup looks like with DeAndre Hunter and Sam Merrill. So tonight, the Cavaliers are going to be trotting out at 6 p.m. EST in Milwaukee. Donovan Mitchell at the point guard position. Sam Merrill at the shooting guard, DeAndre Hunter at the small forward, Evan Mobley at the power forward, and Jarrett Allen at the 5. Also for Milwaukee Bucks, at the top of the broadcast, Giannis was a game time decision. He's no longer there. So Giannis will be playing. I predict Milwaukee Bucks start Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, Bobby Portis, Giannis, and Miles Turner, which means we're going to finally see actually what our bigs can do, because they got hella bigs today. Okay. So we gonna see what our bigs can do today. Hold on, because hold on. Hello, Dunkin' Donuts, hello, refresher, hello. We gonna finally get to see what our bigs can do. Okay. Brooklyn got bigs, but not for real. They had Sharp and they had the blonde hair Claxton, okay? But they got bigs. Bobby Portis, Giannis, and Miles Turner against our DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Jarrett Allen. We saw what Miles Turner did to us in the playoffs. We know what Bobby Porter do to us usually all the time. And Giannis is just one of those. Now, what is our defensive player of the year going to do tonight? Evan Mobley, you better show up. I need 22 attempts from you. 22 shot attempts. Okay? I need 55% shooting from the field. Okay? I need you to go to the line, baby. I need you to crucify them at the line. I need you to pump fake. We got a bird. Shout out to Austin Carr. Hello, this is a Cavs show. You feel me? Welcome to the Cavs State of Mind. It's your girl, Najah Lee, man. I'm happy, man. We turned up. The game started at 6 o'clock. We pre-gaming right now. I done gave y'all a little bit of what I thought I've seen so far this season, right? So far, this the third game. We 2 games in. We not about to sit up here and overreact. Okay? We not about to overreact. We're seeing a little bit. Tonight, I want to see against the Bucks a fast tempo, right? I need for us to force the mismatch because they're going to be starting bigs, right? Who's checking Donovan out there? Gary Trent Jr., more than likely. So I need the mismatch. I need the screen and roll. I need the mismatch, okay? I need for us to look for the extra pass, just like when we reviewed the top plays. I need for us to look for the extra pass. I'm gonna start. We're gonna hop into some more of Donovan Mitchell real quick because so far, Mr. Extra Pass guy, when he looks for himself and himself only, it's been curtain calls. Okay? It's been curtain calls. Donovan. What has been the player of the game every game so far. Because this is what he has done. 66 points in 2 games. So far, welcome to the 2025-2026 season, baby. They saying everybody around the Cavaliers organization in the media is saying that Donovan Mitchell isn't already in mid-season form. Well, let's see. Because look how easy he make it look. Come off the screen. Boom. Easy. I've been saying so much. If he just get real comfortable with the mid-range, Donovan can average 30 points. I think that he make the game harder for himself because he want to get in the paint. But you so cold in the mid-range too. Take that. That's light work. Take that. Look at this 3 wide open. We seen Donovan miss a lot of those over the last couple seasons. Them wide open ones. You feel me? Want to make it so bad. But right now he focused. Look how easily he breaks down the defense again. This is something that we've come used to with him. It's breaking down the defense. But the consistent 3-point making, that's the thing that really is going to set him apart this season. Consistently making that 3. If Donovan is shooting 40% from 3, good night. Okay? Look at this. Look at that. Come off the screen. Bow right there. If he's shooting like that this season, good night. And if he's consistently doing that, I'm trying to tell you, it's gonna be a game tonight. I cannot wait till tonight. All right, let's see. Let's look at Donovan Mitchell's season stats so far. Real quick. Because he's been a player of the game, and last game he scored 35. Right. And yeah, it's been Donovan Mitchell. What I said with New York, if we match what they do, then it's gonna be a long night for everybody. If we a long season for everybody, right? That's our number one hitter, right? So our top players got to do what they do plus better. Brunson is averaging 27. Mitchell is averaging 33. And the scary thing about Mitchell averaging 33 is that he can sustain that throughout the season. How? Just by getting to the line. Just by getting to the line and staying consistent from three. He's not going to shoot 66% from three, but he can shoot 40. He can shoot 40. He can get to the line 8-9 times a game. So if you got him making 8-9 free throws a game, so let's say if he averaged 8 free throw makes a game, 4 made 3-pointers a game. Come on, man. And then now he picking his poison with dunks in the mid-range. The man can average 30 points. He can lead the league in scoring. We're going to watch him do it. I believe we're going to watch him do it this year. I ain't worried about what Shea and them got going on. Shout out to Shea and the West Coast dudes and Jokic and all them. And we know Anthony Edwards is coming. Shout out to them. But it's the sleeper cells is over here. Shout out to the Cavs. What? Cavs state of mind? What we doing? So Mobley is supporting that hustle on the glass, right? But again, here's what some adjustments that need to be made. Mobley has to average double digits in rebounding. So again, I said that the Cavs, I believe, are going to win today. But Mobley, I need 20 and 10. Really, I need 22 and 12. Because they got bigs down there that's coming out there again. Bobby Portis, Giannis, Miles Turner. They coming today. So what we gonna do? We got to get on the glass. Both of our bigs that are starting got to get on the glass. Hunter, if he's gonna start today, shout out to him. He's got to work his way into the game, into the floor of the game through hustle, through momentum plays, through getting on the glass, or either leading the break or initiating the great pass to get another easier pass and an easier bucket. So we have to see our big step up and get on the glass as well. Some today's adjustments. When Brooklyn started to come back last game, yes, they made some key shots between both of their scorers, between Portis Jr. and Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Thomas. They make some incredible shots. They are great players. So there's no, you can't take nothing from them. However, we didn't rebound well. They got too many second attempts. They were able to penetrate and break down our defense. And so this is when, as a team, we need to do a little bit different. We were in a zone, and when we are in a zone, that's okay. But when we have the personnel to play longer, I understand Mobley being at the top of the 3-2 zone, but I don't understand Donovan Mitchell being at the bottom so he can cover that corner, because when Donovan Mitchell was in the bottom of the 2-3 zone, if the ball swings, he's still not getting to the corner quick enough to contest the three. And that's his assignment. Okay. Otherwise, he should be at the top of the 3-2 zone, just like most guards are, right? You have your guards on the wings of the 3-2. So why don't you just instead of putting Dean Wade on the wing, which is what they have been doing, put Dean Wade on the back end of your 3-2 with Jared Allen. So you got Jared Allen, Dean Wade, or you're probably going to have Jared Allen, DeAndre Hunter. Now you have Sam Merrill and Donovan on your wings, and you have Evan Mobley at the top key of your 3-2. That's how you run that. The Donovan being on the corner no more, it doesn't work. He's still getting beat, and they're still getting that clean look, and that's what we need to prevent in today's game. So that's a next game adjustment. You heard it here first on Cavs State of Mind. Now, speaking of Cavs State of Mind, let's get out of the stats for a little bit and let's just kind of talk, right? Let's just kind of talk. Now, the Cavs have been they have been beat up over the last couple years, right? They have been beat up over the last couple of years. And what's been happening is the narrative has been like our mindset is not aligned with a team that wants to win a championship. And so the reason why it was important for me to name this show Calf State of Mind is because every episode we're going to tap in to a key to their mindset, and this mindset is going to align, unlike what has happened in prior years. Today's mindset of the Cavaliers players definitely, in my opinion, aligns with a championship pedigree team. Okay. And so right now we're going to take a look at a compilation I made of the Cavs State of Mind. Jared Allen and Sam Merrill both speak on the Cavaliers mindset this season, and yeah, what they got going on, man. I think they are here to do what we did in 2016. And so let's talk about it and let's get right into it.
How would you kind of assess where the team is at right now?
Right.
Yeah, obviously it's early in the season.
Still growing. We still have a lot to improve on. They came back on some crazy 20-0 run, 20 whatever run, and we can't let that happen. We know us as a team to be able to get where we are. Can't let that happen, but we also know it's the beginning of the season. We have a lot of things to focus on, a lot of things to improve, and just to become Cavs basketball.
Sam said,
you see, it already sounds like they are ready to take it to the next level. Look, he took accountability out the gate. Like we can't allow a team, I don't care how good they are, how good the scores are, to take that run.
Right now.
Right.
Yeah, obviously it's early in the
Listen
season.
to it one more
Still
time.
growing. We still have a lot to improve on. They
We still
came
got a
back
lot to improve on.
some crazy 20-0 run, 20 whatever run, and we can't let that happen. We know us as a team to be able to get where we are. Can't let that happen, but we also know it's the beginning of the season. We have a lot of things to focus on, a lot of things to improve, and just to become Cavs basketball.
Sam.
So, like, again, they took accountability. He's taking accountability. And then obviously the team has already had the conversation of, listen, it's still early in the season. We're not going to trip, but we do understand that there's room for growth here. Right. And unlike last season with the Fool's Gold, okay, we get off to a 15-game win streak out the gate. Right. Nobody thought about that. Nobody expected that. So now that we've already have that in our belt, now it's not about us winning 15 games to start the season. Instead, it's about learning from each game, right? And when you learn from each game, you can grow from each game, and you don't have these hidden pitfalls and hidden areas for opportunity within the organization or within the team, because you guys have been introspective after every game, even understanding that even when we do win, there's things to learn. So let's go on to the next point that they made. Cavs, Sam on losing the
So when
lead.
you do have a game like this and you play so well for the first three quarters, but then they cut it to one and you have to, have an escape more so than what it looked like it was going to be. How do you evaluate that?
I mean, I think, we try and look at the good and the bad of every game, whether we win by 30 or win by 1 or lose by 20. Like there's especially during a season like this, like you can't, I don't want to say overreact to any one outcome, but it's something that's we've been talking about. It's important to us, being able to just finish teams, and not that we didn't do that a bunch last year, but like let's find a way to consistently do that. So that's what we're trying to work on.
You see what I'm saying? again, Sam took accountability as well, just as a team, as a collective, as a mind state, right? A mindset, Cavs state of mind is that, hey, even though we won, we got some stuff that we need to tighten up. Defensively, we got to tighten up. On the rebounds, on the glass, we got to tighten up. You feel me? We can't turn them all over. We can't lose momentum. We can't allow them to stop our offensive and our defensive game plan because they have a little bit more will to win. We got to figure out a way, right? So shout out to them for keeping it a bean, right? Calling a spade a spade. Yeah, we won, but it wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty. All right, let's go to the next part. Next part of the Cavs state of mind. JA's impact.
When he's engaged like that, and I think he had like 3 or 4 dunks tonight, but one he had like drive straight down the middle. Like, what does that do for the energy of the squad? And like, just when he's playing that way and kind of angry, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I tell him like he's capable of just completely taking over a game. And it's different than like Donovan or DG or whatever, but he's completely capable of that, and he did that tonight. That dunk was insane. I think he was sending a message to everybody like, we know what JA is, and
he a beast, bro.
Find a way to
Jared Allen is a beast, bro. Jared Allen is a beast, bro, and I keep saying it, bro. I keep saying it, man. He is underrated because the game has changed so that his high traits, right? The parts of his game that is no longer valued in the league is being overlooked, but that doesn't mean that the parts of his game aren't still critical to the success of the Cavaliers. So Jared Allen has to be aggressive. He has to be efficient. He has to get off the glass. He has to be our improved version of Anderson Varejao. Y'all remember Anderson Varejao? If Anderson Varejao had this level of athleticism, hops, scoring ability, it would be lights out. LeBron would have loved to play with a Jared Allen, right? Especially back then, okay? Jared Allen would have helped this Cavs team or the 2016 Cavs team win a ring. Now, the centers and the usage of the centers and how we play them has changed over the years. However, it's still Jared Allen's skill set is still valued. And so, like Sam is saying, if we find ways to get him involved and make his defense count on the offensive end as well, we get another game like that. You feel me? Get another game like that.
Like the other night, like we just didn't find him. And so we got to continue to find a way because he can dominate a game without having the ball, whether it's on the defensive end or the boards or whatever. But we got to reward him for that.
Cool. Sam said that.
And in New York, if we go back to that game, there were multiple times where McBride was on him and just smaller players were on him, and we didn't pass him the ball. Proctor missed him. I saw Proctor. I'm like, damn, he wide open. Give him the ball. And Jared was calling for the ball. He didn't get the ball. Right. There was a time when Spider had to heat check himself. You feel me? Multiple times in that third quarter where Jared Allen had the mismatch and he didn't get the ball. So that's okay. What they did was they looked at the film and said, okay, when Jared Allen has a mismatch, give him the ball. We trust him with the ball. He got the hook shot. He got the drop step. I mean, he's quick. He can quickly spin off of you real quick. He can dribble past you. He can dunk over you. Right? Sometimes he don't hit his free throws, but hell, neither did Mobley. So that don't mean that we don't give him the ball. We absolutely give him the ball. So we gotta give JA that same respect. And so here's what Jared Allen said as it relates to Sam Merrill bigging him up.
That you have the ability to take over games in your own way. How would you describe that for you? I thought they were talking about me. No, like how would you describe that, like the way that you do that?
Behind the pick and roll, that's something that
they be lit in the locker room.
You're good. Pick and roll, that's what I'm predicated on. That's what I came to this league doing, what I'll probably go out of this league doing. So just trying to make sure that I impact the game in the pick and roll aspect.
See, it's the pick and roll for him, and it's the pick and roll for me. When you have the ability to roll as quickly as Jared Allen can off the pick, or he's screening so off the movement of the guard, man, it's a no-brainer, right? And we see how easy it is to get that pick and roll off when you got DG in the game. Now you don't have DG, but you still got Lonzo Ball. You still have a threat coming off your screen and roll in Donovan Mitchell. And then even Sam Merrill is taking a couple more shots as well. Now one thing that a couple more dribble attacks as well. One thing I do want to see from Sam Merrill is to be more conscious with dribbling the ball, right? So when there are multiple times in the in the fourth quarter, this last game, where Sam Merrill had the ball and he's receiving a screen from Evan Mobley, and he just wasn't dribbling the ball with intention and purpose, right? He was lightly dribbling. So you got to know you got to be able to read the screen when you have a ball, when the ball is in your hand. Sam Merrill has proven to us that he's great at reading the screen when he's off the ball, but when he's dribbling the ball, sometimes he get a little stuck and get a little lackadaisical with the ball, a little careless. So this game, I need to see him. They're probably going to trap Sam Merrill when there's a screen. I would trap Sam Merrill if there's a screen because he hasn't proven that he can handle the pressure when he's dribbling the ball. When he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he can fly around the court. He can move around those screens and read the defense. But when he got the ball in his hands, he's looking down and he's just not dribbling with purpose and intention. So we need to see that in him today to avoid some of those easy turnovers, because we don't need Giannis and them boys getting that fast break. We don't need that. We don't need to make it easier for them. Okay. Yeah, so again, man, that's kind of what we need to do to make this thing pop today and get this victory on the road. I'm excited. The game tips at 6 p.m. Do y'all think, based on what we are seeing in the last game, do y'all think the Cavs look more fluid in game 2? And do you think that if so, do you think that we could take game 2's offense into game 3 and get that dub? Do y'all think that? Obviously, with DeAndre Hunter coming back into our offense, we're going to see hopefully a little bit more fluidity with that offense, and a little bit more attacking the basket. Somebody who can turn the corner and also create his own shot, get to the rim, and also is great in the mid range. So we should see some changes in the offense. So again, it might still be a little bit glitchy. That's why I'm not predicting a high scoring game. I think the Cavs will score somewhere around 109, 110. And again, I think Milwaukee Bucks will score somewhere around 103, 104. That being said, a couple of my unsung heroes of the last game, I gotta tap into that real quick, because I think that Larry Nance Jr. has been doing great off the bench thus far this season. Just being that hustle player, getting those great rebounds, getting those nice tip backs on the offensive glass, and then finishing at the basket. You know what I'm saying? If there's an alley-oop, he ain't missing those. He's getting the putback, so he's doing great for us off the bench, being that big energy player like we expected from Larry Nance Jr. So shout out to Larry Nance. Also big shout out to, again, Craig Porter Jr., who was 6 for 6 from the last game, perfect from the field, perfect from 3, playing really, really big minutes. Even though he's only playing about 14 minutes a game, I expect him to play a little bit more minutes this game, and he actually deserves to play an average around 17, 18 minutes for this Cavaliers team. Also, another unsung hero to me, in my opinion, is Jalen Tyson, what he's doing on the defensive end. I hope to see that same intensity, getting in the passing lanes, deflecting passes, so to contribute to easier offense in the fast break game. If the Cavs can sustain a good force and a good attack in the fast break, there really, really is no limit for us. And if we can do that without our starting point guard, all-star, 2-time all-star point guard, and Darius Garland for the time being, and in Max Strus for the time being, then Max Strus for a long time being, and again, the ain't no limits for us, and the heights is up there. Speaking of, shout out to No Limit Baby. Y'all know, if y'all seen the verses last night, No Limit Cash Money was lit. I mean, I'm an old head, so it definitely touched my little old head soul. Brought me right back to the good old days when, music had a whole lot of dance influence, and it was just, you know what I'm saying? But the content might have still been crazy a little while, but it was a good time. So, Woody, what's up? You know what I mean? So shout out to Nola, shout out to hip hop. And yeah, shout out to No Limits, not just the No Limit Soldiers, but the No Limit Cavs, because ain't no limits for us this season. If we keep doing how we've been doing just thus far, and the adjustments that I've seen made from game 1 to game 2, man, listen, by the time we get our starting point guard back and we get Max Strus back, we get to the All-Star break and we rolling after the All-Star break, man, we're going to be the coldest team, not just in the land, but in the nation, you heard. And again, welcome. I appreciate y'all for pulling up to Cavs State of Mind. This was our very first episode, and we going up from here. We're going up from here. Please help us get to 500 subscribers over here on For Your Lens. We're gonna do a t-shirt raffle and giveaway at 500 subscribers. We're gonna turn up. Y'all tap in, keep it locked, like, subscribe, and share the content over here on For Your Lens Beyond the Lens TV. Again, this is the Cavs State of Mind. We gonna do this, try to do this at least 2 times a week, do some pre-games, do some predictions, and tap into the consciousness and the mindset of our Cavalier soldiers. You feel me? Again, I appreciate all of y'all. It's been a pleasure. We about to get lit. We about to turn up, and we about to cheer our Cavs on to their second victory today on the road against Milwaukee Bucks, man. I'm super lit. Happy Sunday to everybody. Happy Cavs Sunday to everybody. You heard? Cavs Nation, go Cavs. I almost said go Tribe. You feel me? That's what type of time we on. When we turned up for the Cavs, I already got my brews, I got my snacks, I got my chip and my dip. You feel me? I already got the dinner move. It's up. It's Cavs Nation time. It's Cavs State of Mind. It's your girl Najah Lee. Again, appreciate y'all. Happy Cavs Sunday. Go Cavs. See y'all on the other side of this victory. Dubs in the chat. Hold on. Dubs in the chat. You heard? Go Cavs. Peace and freedom. It's your girl Najah Lee.